Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on Parting Ways from The Last of Us Season 2 by Gustavo, I never know how to pronounce his name, Santaolalla, something like that. I apologise, amazing composer. This is a beautiful song. I've done a full playthrough of the song, so if you want to see what that sounds like, if you want to hear what that sounds like, go and check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'm going to teach you the whole song today, but just before I do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press that notification bell, leave me some comments in the comments section. I'd love to know what songs I should do next. I'd love to know where in the world you're watching this from, and if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, keep me doing this, and you want the tabs for the song as well, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. My guitar is tuned to drop D tuning, so everything is standard apart from the top string is tuned down 2 semitones to a D. So you've got D, then A, D, G, B, and E. So drop D tuning. Okay, the first line, we've got quite a lot to get through, so might have to go relatively quick through it, but we'll see how we get on. Okay, so the first line sounds like this. Okay, so the song is played quite free. It's not like perfectly in time. There's lots of like little pauses and extra bits. So you just got to kind of play with the emotion of the song, really. Now I've written the song it's in 6/8, and I've kind of tried to get it the rhythms as accurate as possible, really. But yeah, like I say, you've got to play it a bit freeform. So it starts off. You're going to play the E string, which is, I know it's drop D, but I have to call it an E string or else I get confused. So the E string nearest to your face, and then E1 nearest to the floor at the same time. And then we've got a G2, and then back to an E1. Okay, now the timing on it, so it's like a slow 6. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're going to play the first hit on beat 1, and then the G2 on beat 2 and then that E1 on beat 6. So it's like 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's kind of the same rhythm pretty much through this first line. So you got 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. Into bar 2 and we play the A string and the E string nearest to the floor. And then we've got a G2. Same kind of rhythm playing on beat 1 and then on beat 2 and. So go 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. Into bar number 3 and we're going to play E5 nearest to the floor and E5 nearest to your face at the same time. Then a B3 and then E5 on the last hit there. So it's and then bar 4 starts the same as bar 1, so you play the E string and E1 at the same time, and then a G2. And then you'll notice above the music, you've got a little pause, so it actually holds on. It's kind of like an extra kind of 2 beats, but you just play it freeform. So the first 4 bars go. And then sort of hold it on a bit longer. I'm playing perhaps a little bit quick, it's perhaps a little bit slower than that. Bar number 5 is the same as bar number 1. into bar 6 and we play the A string and the E string, and then G2 like we did in bar 2, but then on the last hit there we've got an E5, so it's 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, into bar 7 and we play both the E5s at the same time. I'm using my third finger and my little finger because then I'm going to place my first finger flat across the G3 and the B3. So we play both the E5s, then G3 and then B3 and then E5. So it's kind of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then bar 8, E string and E1 to the G2. Okay, so bars 5, 6, 7 and 8 go. And then into bar 9 we've got, so you play E1 nearest to your face and B3 at the same time. Then B1, G2, open G. So into bar 10. So you've got E and G2, then a D string, and then B3. Bar 11 is the same as bar 9. And then bar 12, we've just got A with D2 and G2. And we just play it. And that lasts, you'll see it's got a pause above that as well. So that lasts longer than the 4 beats. Maybe even kind of like 2 bars really, just holding it on. Okay, so let's put the whole line together. I'll count you through it, so give you an idea of like the timing. It will make it a bit easier if you're playing along. So after 6, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2 and 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 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. Then. And then you're going to hold that on extra long. So hopefully that makes sense. Now this next line is almost the same as the first line. There's just a couple of little changes. So we've got... Okay, so very much the same as the previous line. There's no pause after the 4th bar, so you just play straight through the whole line, no pause in it. At the bar of 18, we've just got the A and the E string and then G2. There's no extra note in there from the previous line. Bar 19 is slightly different from what we had on the previous line, which was bar 7 goes. So both the E strings at fret 5 and then B3, and then that E5 on beat 6 of it. So 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. And then bar 20, we've got this extra B3 in there. So, and then bar 22 is slightly different. We've got an extra D in there. So we've got E string and G2, and then 2 D strings, and then a B3. So it's. But the rest of it is all the same. So let's just have a quick play through it. It should be relatively simple. Here we go. After 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, on to the next line. I love this part of the song. It does it twice in the song actually, but it sounds like this. So we can start off bar 25, we've got like a D chord, second finger E2, first finger on G2, third finger on B3, and then we play the E string nearest to your face at the same time as well. So then another E string, and then the G2 and the B3, then the D string, and then the G2. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into bar 26, we've got. So E5 with open D, open G, open B. Then play the D, and then G, E5, D, then E4. So it's. Into bar 27, we've got E2 nearest to your face, E3 nearest to the floor. You play it, and then you play G, B, G, and then D2. So. And then into bar 28, we've got an A chord, D2, G2, and B2. And we play the A string with the D2, the G2, and the B2 at the same time. And then you play down D2, G2, B2, and then E. Into bar 29, we've got. So I'm going to bar my first finger across E5 and B5. Third finger on G7, and you play the E string at the same time as the G7, the B5, and the E5. Then play B5, then G7, then add your second finger onto E6 and do the same. So it's. And then into bar 30, we've got. Have a slight row here, a slight slow down. So E5 with E7 nearest to the floor, B7 and G7. You could use your third finger, 3 fingers, however you prefer to do that. I like to use my little finger barred. And then it goes to first finger on E5 again. Second finger goes to B6. Third finger G7, little finger on B7. So slight slow down on that. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then into bar 31. So E string and E5 nearest to the floor, then B3, E3, E2, and then it goes to an A chord again, where you play the A string, G2, B2 and E, and then D2, G2 and B2. So, and that holds on for another 3 bars. It's like a real massive long, you just hold it on for a long time. It's roughly about 3 bars that last note holds on for before it goes on to the next section. But let's just play that line. Here we go. After 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you hold it on, literally for like 3 bars. It feels like forever when you're playing it. And then it goes on to the next line. So there is a line in between that, which is like I've written, if you've printed the tabs off, which is just holding that chord on for 3 bars. So on to the next line, and we've got bar 36. So this line sounds like this. So I'm probably playing this a little bit too quick at the moment, but it gives you the idea of how it sounds. Okay, so it starts off on a D minor chord. First finger E1, third finger on B3, second finger on G2. And you play that D minor with the low D string. So E1, B3, G2 and the low E string. Then play a G2 and then an E1. So it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're hitting the first hit on beat 1, and then on beat 4 on the G2, and then beat 6 on the E1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then goes to an A chord, and you play the E string with G2, B2, and the open E string nearest to the floor. And then a G2. We then play. So both the E5s, a B3, and then another E5. And then bar 39, we play the E string and E1 nearest to the floor, and then a G2. So the first 4 bars of that line go after 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bar 40 is the same as bar 36. And then bar 41, you could play the same as in bar 37, but I've changed the bass note to an A4. So I've got A4 with G2, B2 and E, and then G2. If you struggle to get that A4, just play the A string. I think it's another instrument playing that note, but I just thought it sounded nice in there. Into bar 42, it's the same as bar 38. And then bar 43 is the same as 39. And then into bar 44, we've done this part already. It goes. So it plays the A chord there, like open A with D2, G2, and then plays a G2, and then plays the A string with D2, G2, B2. So we've got, so bar 47 goes. Okay, so the whole line after 6, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on to this next line, which is very similar to the third line. There's slight little variations. So we've got this. So it starts off with a D chord, and you play the E2, the B3, and the G2, and the low E string. Then B3, then D, and then G2. So bar 49, we've got so E5 with open D, G, and B strings. Then D, G, E5. D, then E4. Into bar 50 goes. So E2 nearest to your face, E3 nearest to the floor, then D2, open G, open E, back to D2, and then open B. So bar 50. And then bar 51, we've got an A chord. You could put your finger nice and flat across it. Play open A with D2, G2 and B2. And then play D2, G2, B3, pull off to B2, and then back to G2. So, into bar 52, we've got first finger flat across E5, B5, and we've got G7 with a low E string, then B5, G7, same chord but with a E6, and then B5 and G7. Into the next bar, E7, B7 and G7 with an E5, and then it goes down to E6 with B7, G7 and E5 nearest to your face. Then E string with E5 nearest to the floor, then D, G2, B3, B2, then an A chord, then D2, G2, and then B2. Very similar to what we've done already, just a couple of little variations. So let's play that line, here we go, after 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On to the next line, and it's almost identical to the previous line. So we've got this. Okay, so I think it's all identical apart from the last little bit there. Bar 62, you just play the E string and E5, then a G2, E3, E2. And then in bar 63, we're going to play the A string with G2, open B and open E. And then you're going to hammer your second finger straight away down onto that B2. So the whole of that line then. And then onto the next line, we just play this A string, and then the next bar goes, which is slide into B3, and then a B2. And then the last section from bar 66 goes. Okay, so bar 66, we've got this B flat chord, first finger A1, third finger flat across D, G and the B strings at the 3rd fret. Then you move up 2 frets, we've got A3 with D5, G5 and B5, and then play a B3 and then a G5. So you got into bar 67. So it's playing the D chord, but you do a little hammer on with the second finger, then D, G2, and then E2 nearest to the floor, and then E, hammer on and pull off the E2, and then B3. So it's, we then play kind of like a B flat major 7 chord. Well, it is B flat major 7 chord. A1 with open D, G2 and B3. And then this E5 with D5, G5 and B5. So it goes. And then into bar 69, I'm playing a D chord, but I'm barring my first finger on the 2nd fret on the bottom 3 strings. Second finger on B3, and then probably my little finger or my 3rd finger on E4 nearest to my face. Then play the open E with B3, then E, E2. So bar number 70 is the same as bar 66. Bar 71 starts the same as bar 67 with that D chord with a hammer on, then D, G2. It then goes up to E5, E3, E2, and then that B flat chord, then plays the B flat chord, then the D3, and then the G3, and then this chord with E5, D5, G5, and B5. Okay, so let's just play this last section. Here we go, from bar 66. I won't play bars 64 and 65, that's literally just an A string, and then it actually lasts for the whole bar, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, and this from bar 66 goes. And then it just holds that last chord, and that's the whole song. Well done if you've got all the way through that. It was quite a long one. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier. I've done loads of Last of Us videos and lots of game videos, but I've got actually thousands of guitar tutorials, so go and watch some of my other videos. Leave me a like on the video. I'd love to hear from you, so please leave me a comment. I'd love to know where in the world you're watching me from. I'm just making this video from my home in England. You guys are all around the world, so let me know what country you come from. Let me know what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, keep me doing this, and you want the tabs so you can print them out or put them on your device, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. Well, thanks for watching this. I do really appreciate it. Go and watch some of my other videos, and I'll see you next time.